What's up, guys? Iggy here with Tech Unlimited. Cool build today. A lot to it. So this might be a two-part video, or it's going to be a long video, and I actually have to leave in like an hour and a half, so we'll see what's going on. But I am doing a two-piece sidecar, and I'm going to show you how I was able to use a pale horse split, right, to do this two-piece. And actually, this is what it looks like. So, this is the right-handed version. I have to make another one that's a left-handed version. It's going to be the exact same. As you can see, it's dual ulti-clips, dual claws, and then it is the flex rig in the center. And it's also using one of my own molds for the magazine with the MRD. So, this is going to be fun. There's a lot to it. And this is actually the one I showed you in the last video with the Hellcat, with the Surefire XSC light, the brand new light that I had to buy to do this. But I'm going to show you how I'm able to take the pale horse and make it a two-piece. Only bad thing, you waste more material. Oh well, that's the price you pay. Let's get to it. First things first, taking our Kydex, taking my... No matter what I do, even if it looks clean, I still clean it. Okay? Make sure your pad's good. Kydex down, grainy side down, and then our Teflon sheet. We now have 145 seconds left until it comes out. While this is in here, we're going to be doing two presses. So, cut two pieces of Kydex. This one is like 12 by 12. I already have this one cut. I'm not going to clean it now because it's dusty, it's dirty in here. So, we're going to do two presses of these. So, on your pale horse, for whatever gun you're doing, two presses. Two. Uno, dos. One, two. All right. And, hey, while you're here, look. I added... Oh, you can't see it. I added another one. So bam, more tool storage. These are all my flashlights. A lot of flashlights, and two more on the way. And I actually decided to purchase the Balder S. That's going to be the next one. I haven't bought it just yet, but I've had quite a few requests for it, so I'm going to get that in here probably next month. We'll see. I got to look at budgeting and all that stuff. But 60 seconds left. Let's get to it. Before this comes out of the press, I go ahead and blow this off. It's going to get all the dust and Kydex shavings and just crap off of this. Otherwise, it's going to embed in the Kydex. And given it's on the inside, you still might be able to see it when you actually have the holster formed. So definitely keep that clean. While that is there, next sheet, my foot is still on the vacuum pump, so it's still sucking. Now I don't have to wait, and I can go back to cooling. There's a couple options with air. I have an air hose, obviously. Another thing you can do is these little electric pumps. You could do those, or you could do like the big ones that you see at Walmart that are like in the entranceway when it's raining out. You could have it above, going straight down. I actually know of someone who actually does that, which is absolutely brilliant, by the way. You could also, if you want colder air, run your air hose, not this PVC crap, because it'll pop, but run the fiber hose like in a cooling chamber, so you could actually put it in a bucket of ice, and it'll cool it down just a little bit more. Completely up to you, completely unnecessary, but that's also an option for cooling faster. So it's been almost a minute, and getting this out, bam, that easy. All right, so it's not flexing, so that's good. You could also, but now we just need one more, and then we'll prep this one, and I'll show you exactly how. Next step, drill press. Take both the ones you just formed and drill one side and the other. I'll show you what I mean. All right, now, here's where it gets a little tricky. When you have, let me go get it actually. When you have a split mold, right, and you have it with adjustable retention, which is what I personally always do. That means you're gonna have a 1/4 inch, or whatever size adjustment you have. Pale horse is 1/4 inch adjustment. You're gonna have a 1/4 inch of space going down the center. So if I take this 1/4 inch piece of wood here, stick that boop, right there, and that's how much space you are losing. So in theory, if I take what we just cut and slide the handgun in and then do the other side, what do you know? We have 1/4 inch of space. That's going to happen. Two things you can do. Purchase the right mold, but at like $300, between $200 and $300. Do you really want to do that? Or if you got your $182 with trim jig, then that's it. It's half the cost, right? So now we got this, okay? If you want to vac form something and then fill it with VAC 25, VAC 50, RC3, you could do that. Or you could go ahead and, because this is split in half, you're going to want to take an 1/8 inch out of here on both sides. So you would measure the sight channel, and then after that, do your 1/8 inch down. So when you cut it, it's both 8 inches, both 1/8 inches equal 1/4. And you could have that right here, so you don't have to do anything here. Now, here's the crappy part. Oh, it's hard. It's going to take a little bit, and that requires another 4 hours of letting this dry and not touching it and doing something else. So this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I've done. I've proved that it works. So get one of your clamps, grab your mold, okay? Make sure it is good. It is lined up. You have the holes drilled here for the claw, right? You could look at it this way. You could look at it this way. You could look at it this way. This is pushed up. It is in as far as it can go. Now we're gonna whoop, right there, bam. So now this is how it's gonna be. The mold I have, and the molds I always get from multi-molds, who know this, have the sight channel in it. So therefore, there is a sight channel boop, right here. Now, this is what I have been doing. The amount of material that you have left over is just enough to add rivets, right? Now, there's two ways you can do this. You can heat up both sides with a heat gun and then put it back in your foam press, just this part, or you could use your vise, clean it up, vise, blah, 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 but slowly go ahead and do that. So literally pick one, and we're gonna heat this up with the heat gun and close it over that, but leave enough space for the rivets. It's tight. You may mess up, but this is only a $3 piece of Kydex, so let's get it. Instead of doing one over the other, I'll show you both. So I'm gonna grab my heat gun. Oh, and get this. So you know My Dremels, 2 of them died, right? My heat strip just died. I could fix it. I just gotta take it apart. Well, anyways, here's heat gun and foam, and then I'm gonna do like half of it that way, and then the other half is gonna be on the vise, so you can see that as well. So I'll just set up. So when I do this, I'm gonna heat here and here. I'm gonna angle it away from the slide, and then when we do this, I'm literally only gonna stick it in just like that, and then under the press, and I'm not gonna squish anything else because you will do stretch fractures, you'll break it, you'll misalign it, so a bunch of crap can happen at that point. But keep this on, okay? And if you notice, I got this tip on, which I always do. And try your best to heat up both sides at the same time. Lined up, we're all good. Tap. The only reason why we're doing this is because that 1/4-inch gap. You can put spacers in, like the hard plastic ones. You can do stuff like that, but we are not doing that. This is kind of hard to do without deforming. Skill level, I would say this is not for beginners, but if you don't try it, you're not really going to know. You can see it's starting to deform at the top. Okay, so now we're going to get it under. And then press it. And you're only pressing the side channel. And we'll be back in a couple minutes. This is out of the foam press. Now remember, this is getting cut off, so I don't care about this. And this is getting cut off, so I don't care about this. So if you notice, there's still a slight gap, which even if we pinch it, it probably won't add a lot of retention, but it could do slide wear and crap like that. So we're gonna go a little bit further. So you can still do it in the press, but with the vise, it's a little bit better. Let's move to the vise. We're gonna need the heat gun, but we're gonna vise this real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and put our drill guide on it and drill it. Now this is literally the same thing, but instead we're using a vise. Next step. From here, you are going to position it where you'd like. And we're going to do this right here. We're going to push this block all the way against the sight channel. And that'll give you this pretty much the spacing you need. And I'm going to lock it in place with these guys. And I'm going to go ahead and drill all 5 of those. Plenty of room for the rivets. You got to remember, rivets are directional. At least that's how I do it. That's how you should do it. But there's other people out there that won't do it that way. No big deal. To each their own. That's what makes your holster your holster. But this is a left-handed one, so we're going to make sure that these are on the right side. So throw them together. Left-handed will be here. And never clean the debris. There we go. Make sure nothing's in between the layers. Now, like I said, left-handed, so we're going to do rivets this way. And you'll notice I took the time and I drilled the hole that was necessary for this because I was sick of it. So that was fun. It took like 10 minutes. There's one. There we go. And now what's left to do is shape it to our desired shape. And this we don't have a trim jig, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. But what I still do, I'm going to line up the flashlight, which is right there. I'm going to mark where the trigger guard is, and that's where it's going to come. And what I'm also going to do, right there, is I'm going to mark where the back is, and go down just slightly lower. All right, and then this has an RMR, and we'll come down as low as we can. Like so. And we'll continue straight. And you could design this end however you want. This is actually for the Hellcat, I think it's called PDP, RDP, something like the one with the compensator on it. But this gentleman has a threaded barrel, so it's going to work regardless. So we're going to come around like this. And then this is going to come around and plop just like that. And that's how we're going to have it. Last one I did went like this. So we will continue that. Although I kind of like that idea too. But we'll keep going this way. All right, so cut this out. The big straight lines are going to be on the bandsaw. The other ones will be the jigsaw. And next, we're going to throw it in there. All right, that looks good. That looks good. Up here, oh, this is going to get cut off. It's left-handed. So this is what we're going to keep on this side. Cut that right there because that's going to poke you. And then we'll come up and we'll just go like that, and I'll cut that off. And now all this needs is to be sanded, dremeled, cleaned, but there is what it's going to look like for the left-handed. Next, we're going to be doing the mag carrier. These are the mags I do. This is actually for the 365, the Hellcat, and the 43X. I literally just made this today to try everything out. And for this particular project, I have to take what I made and I split it in half on my bandsaw. So we're going to be doing one section and then flip it and do another section and then put them together. And then, yeah, it's not even, but it works. And then we will have an MRD for the Hellcat. This is a 43X mag, same thing, so it works. and we'll get it so it's good on here. So all that's left is sanding, but we're gonna end it right here, and you are gonna get the rest of this video tomorrow because I have to work somewhere else tonight. So I hope you learned a couple things. Enjoy it. Be back tomorrow for part 2, and I'm going to show you how to finish the rest of it. Take care.